Alright, what up, y'all? It's Ace again. We back with another episode of Fields of Growth. Okay, I'm gonna just give it to y'all like this. I am about to do some real transformation, real changes, so I won't really have time to just stop and do this every Monday. So I'm about to hit y'all with the same outfit. Y'all about to see me in this for a couple of weeks, okay? So just gonna put that out there now, but I want to get into my couple of topics that I have right now, and I'm just gonna hit y'all with some good energy and some good things that I want y'all to think about. I want y'all to start commenting. I'm also going to start sending these out to people just to really get the feedback, because I know a lot of times people don't necessarily want to put their opinion on things once that's asked, but if I ask, I shall hopefully receive. So first off, I want to talk about energy flow and how we just need to stay mindful of our energy flow and what we can do during this time while we're still in the pandemic, whether you feel like you're quarantined or you're outside now. Either way, we need to be more mindful. I want us all to be mindful of our energy flow, whether we're with loved ones or our coworkers or just interactions with the door dashers, anybody, Amazon people that come to our house, and just the kids, anybody. Just be mindful of our energy, because so many times we can be just in the flow of things or in the mix of things, or just the fog of things, even sometimes, where we can be so reactive and we're not necessarily thinking about what we're doing and what we're exchanging and how we're coming off. We can be very just, like for me, for instance, I'm just irritated and I'm just like, I don't know, just one of them days, like just having one of them days, and I could be giving off that energy to my daughter, to my sisters, to Dominique, just whoever, like, and they might take that energy and be like, well, they did, and that might just start trickle, and they may just die, and whoever, and it's just as simple as that. I'm using that because it's so close. It's really so close for me right now, but it's literally how we answer and how we interact with each other, and that's as simple as our energy. Also, our energy with ourselves, okay? How we can be inside of our own minds and our own thoughts when we have this time to be in our own minds and our own thoughts. Just very self-sabotaging and talking about ourselves and why we're not doing this, or why do we not get this done, and we should have had this done by now, and oh my gosh, this is this, or why, just all of the things that we could just go on and on and on and on about ourselves. Be mindful of that. Channel that into positive energy. Write it down. Get it done. If you feel that way strongly, then make it happen so you can be proud of yourself and turn that into an accomplishment moment. If you feel like, it's bad thoughts, then contradict them with better thoughts. Turn that into meditation. Turn those times into where you're going to put some good music on. Put some sound healing on. Put some whatever you need, watch a good movie on, just to take your mind off of that bad energy and those thoughts, because we have to actively control that energy flow. I know when I was in a very low place as far as my energy, the fact that I was still praying, and the fact that I was still didn't know what else to do but pray type of situation, I just still had the Holy Spirit with me, and I still experienced some of the most simplest but transformational energy exchanges at some of the lowest times in my life that still stick with me to this day. And it's like, we just have to be aware that the Holy Spirit and that our ancestors, and that all of, I mean, it's hard for me to say, I guess whoever you pray to, because it's really like God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit for me, but your ancestors, it's really all a spiritual thing. So just reverence that. Like I said, be in that, worship in that, give gratitude and thanks in that moment, and in those times when you're wanting to be down, like, and recognize when we're using coping mechanisms. Like, stop trying to use the same coping mechanisms, because we all have our crutches, we all have our vices, and we all have our things. So when we know that we're leaning too hard, heavily into those things, get out of it. And don't try not to do unhealthy crutches in the first place. Like, I know it's hard, you may make a mistake, or you may not, it may happen gradually. But once you know that you're in certain situations, try to really hone in on your energy and what you need and what's good for you, and what's not good for you, and make those adjustments, and do it with pride, but do it with a sense of love as well, because there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have any words. But I also want to talk about the energies that are given to us. So it's also our responsibility to kind of react in a better way, and not always feed into the energies that are given to us that are negative, or that we don't necessarily like. So just be mindful of how we respond to people, because when we don't respond in the same way that they're giving us, it's almost like they have nothing to continue to bounce back off of. So they have to stop, and then they have to check themselves, and they have to come to face with what they were, and they have no fingers or anywhere to point and project. So that also checks that energy flow for that person, and that's how we move in through this healing process, and grow together. But when you feel like you have good energy and you have a solid foundation of energy flow, feed that as well. Be more present. Be more assertive with your throat chakra. Be more vocal. Don't just see things and just let things go by, or just do it because that's just the way it's been done. Or like, it's time that we really take a stand and use our voices. And yeah, so I'm gonna cut this one short, guys. I love you. That's the movement. Amen. Ashe.